Hello. Today we're going to do section 2-3. Now 2-3 is a lot like 2-2, so they should look familiar to most of you. I'm going to start with the work together 2-3. What it looks like is a bunch of T accounts, and I just want to kind of walk you through the process that we're going to have to take. First and foremost, we must pick our instructions up. So we look at our instructions and we realize at the top, once again, they've given us a chart of accounts. So these are the accounts that we're obviously going to have to use in some way, shape, or form today. So let's see what we can do. The first transaction that you're going to see is received cash from sales. Now, when we receive cash from sales, we should be thinking, all right, what's going on here? Received cash. Cash is going up. Therefore, when cash goes up, that's usually a debit. So we know that much. So I'm just going to put cash first. Now, we have to figure out what our second account is going to be, and that's a little tricky from time to time. When we look at our second account, in this case, we're going to have a new account that we're going to use. It's called sales, and you can see it in our chart of accounts as well. So we're going to use the sales account. Sales is a revenue account. Now we have to figure out what the amount's going to be, and in this case, the amount is $600. So I plop in 600 and 600. And when I do this, I think, okay, cash is going up. When cash goes up, that's a debit. That makes sense. Sales is going up, so sales then must go up when it's a credit, and it does. So when sales is a credit, it increases. That's something that's new today. All right, so when sales increases, it's a credit. The next one, sold services on account to Sam Erickson. In this case, cash isn't involved, so you're probably thinking, all right, we're thinking of an accounts receivable or an accounts payable. In this case, we are going to be owed something, so we are looking at accounts receivable Sam Erickson. Now we have to figure out what these words mean right here. Sold services. Sold services means sales again. So anytime you see sold services, you're thinking sales. I drop in $850, like so, and I have that transaction done. I'll tell you also right now, you are almost never going to have a sales debit. So when we see sales, we're almost always thinking credit. All right, third one. Paid cash for rent. Let's start with this part right here. Paid cash. When cash goes away, that's a credit. So we know right away cash is going to be our credit. Therefore, by default, rent expense must be our debit. So now we're learning when we have a rent, we're thinking debit. So expenses are almost always debits. I put 250, I put 250, and I am done with the third one. We swing back to the top for April 18th, and when I read April 18th, it says, received cash on account from Sam Erickson. In this case, received cash, alarm bell should be going off in your head right away. Cash is going up. When cash goes up, cash is a debit. We also must see Sam Erickson, and the only thing we have with Sam Erickson is accounts receivable to Sam Erickson. So what he's doing is he's paying off his debt to us. I drop in 425. I drop in 425. And I am done with that transaction. There's one left. The final one is talking about paid cash to owner for personal use. Now this is one, when we did the study guide, a lot of people put capital for this, and it's not. We have a different account for this. It's called drawing, and it's right here. Drawing means the owner's withdrawing money. We also know that we're paying cash, so cash must be our credit because we're paying it, which makes our debit Kathy Burgum drawing. So drawing is usually going to be a debit, which seems a little weird at first, but it is what it is. We put a 300 in. We put a 300 in. And at this point, we are done. So you can go down to your blue button. I don't have one. It'll say check answer. Check it. Then you're going to save and continue, and you're going to finish the on your own and the application problem.